He's
I'm not
a
sure.
high school kid, I think.
Who's
Yeah.
the tight end's grad assistant that was dressed like you today with red and a pen?
Jackson. Yeah.
What's his last name?
I just call him Jackson. I just know the only first name.
He's on that.
I want to credit him in a photo, that's why I'm asking.
He's on the roster.
He's not, can't find him.
Is it live?
All right, well, let's get this started.
Okay.
Coach, you guys, I would like to say, welcome back to football, but I don't think that there has been a departure from football. You guys have been very active since the spring. Were there things that you specifically wanted to work on over the summer, and were you guys prepared coming into practice, and what would you
No
like to
doubt.
accomplish?
Football now is more year-round than it ever has been, which is a great thing, and I think we've taken advantage on special teams. The beauty of it is Coach Kitley, he believes in special teams, and so we dedicated time, which is allowed nowadays, that you can do that. And so during the summer, our focus was the fundamentals, so that when we get into camp, we can start putting the things that we need to put in to help us win scheme-wise. But you can't do those things unless you've got the foundation. And so that's what I feel like we accomplished in the summer, was we built the foundation that we needed to have in order for those things to work. So I feel like we're in a good spot.
Special teams is so much more than the kickers and the return guys and that kind of stuff, and you guys seem to dedicate a lot of time to it in practice. With some of the additions in the defensive back room, make some adjustments for you guys on special teams?
Oh, no doubt. Those guys are good. And a lot of those guys, I watched their film. Dylan Williams, Brisky, Jay Sweeney. They all played special teams where they came from. So I went and watched their stuff that they did last year just to watch their skill set. And I put those guys in basically the same spots that they were doing. We're going to be smart about how we use them because we expect them to contribute on defense. But one thing that's beautiful about what we have here is Coach Kitley told the team how we win. One of the first things he said was our best players are to play special teams. So for him to stand up in front of the team and tell them that, so they understand how important that is, and those guys know that, and they also know the guys that want to play on Sundays, that's their ticket. And so I think we've got the buy-in, and so I appreciate where we are in that standpoint.
Something else that I think will pay off for you guys is the special teams guys aren't in the weight room lifting when you guys are out at practice. They're out there involved in learning the game with involvement, not standing on the sideline.
Which I hope the team notices that, because I want them to understand the way I treat our specialists, they are football players. They're not the specialists that are over here doing whatever. I work with those guys all practice. Those guys work. And so we have a routine that we do, because when you're a specialist, it comes down to having a great routine. And it's all the preparation, because when you're a specialist, you're defined by the one moment that you get. And so in order to be good in that moment, you have to prepare at a high level. There can't be a situation you're not ready for. So I hope the team notices how hard those guys work. And the other thing Coach said about special teams, what's going to make us good is we challenge the specialists. Our special teams are going to go as you guys go. They have to be the best player on their unit. And they believe that the pressure is part of it. But you know what? I think they embrace that pressure. I think that's going to help us.
The fact that, you might get 8 to 12 plays a game on special teams, right? Thereabouts. I guess my point is, your opportunities are limited, but is the message to them like any one of those plays can change the course of the game?
And the truth of it is, there are 33 plays whenever you look at field goal block on average that you get in a game. So when you count all those plays, it's a considerable number. It's basically a third of the game. There might be more on offense. I hope we run a lot of plays on offense. But it's going to come down to, like you said, that one critical play. And it's more so you can't beat yourself on that play. It's the critical errors, which is why we dedicated all the time we did in the offseason to the fundamentals, because those are the things that are going to show up so that we can make sure we address all the things that could happen, the situations. Because there's so many different things that happen on special teams that you don't see on offense and defense. And it's those things that they got to prepare and understand so that that doesn't happen, and so we can take advantage of that play. And we have dynamic players that can also capitalize on big returns, effective. We want to block kicks, and so we want to be aggressive. And I think that's going to help us to capitalize on that critical play.
Coach, obviously Easton has preseason all-conference honors for as a return specialist. We know Wendell's a really dynamic returner. We know Assad could be a very dynamic returner. Who are some other guys that we could see in the rotation, whether it's on punt and kickoff returns?
Those are you named a few of the really good ones, but also Platt's doing a really good job. Platt's good. Xavier Terrell's doing a really good job. Jamar Sands wants to do it. So we've got a number of guys, and I know there's other guys I'm not even naming, Dom Henry, Jabbar. So there's a lot of guys that we have, and the beauty of it, we got a lot of guys that we can use. So I feel that the competition at that position is gonna help us to push and see who can be that guy. So we know we have some of those experienced guys, but we also have a lot of talent and potential in some guys. So I wanna develop that, and also those developing experienced guys, you know, let them do what they do best.
Two of those guys that you just named are gonna be our running back tandem. What does that
Yeah.
mean to you to be able to get our workhorse backs, get
Yeah.
the ball on special?
Yeah, that's just more touches for them. That's the bottom line is, you know, those guys, I think they want those touches because when you come down to it, as many ways as we can get those guys the ball, that's gonna help us win. So whether it's them run the ball, catching the ball, whatever it may be, a kick return or a punt return, that's another touch. So that's the way I look at it, is trying to get those guys, our best players, the ball more. And so they wanna do it, our coaches want them to do it, and that, at the end of the day, that's a huge positive, huge advantage.
When it comes to your overall units, what's the type of mentality you're trying to instill in them to make sure that you not only have a great summer and fall camp, but also heading right into the regular season?
Yeah, well, it's real simple. We're gonna be very aggressive. We're gonna be very aggressive. We look at special teams as an opportunity. You know, it's something that we get to do to affect the game. It's how we win. It's part of how we win special teams. So I try to match the same mentality that we have on offense and defense. And that's what we're gonna be very aggressive when it comes to returns, schemes, blocks, fakes. I wanna play aggressive. Now, we have to be sound, and that's what I hit on about our development in the summer. That allows us to do that, but my mentality is, this is how we can affect the game. And if we don't affect the game, that's my fault. I wanna be aggressive.
Coach, Texas Tech finished top 30 in special teams efficiency last season. What are you trying to do to bring FAU to that spot this season?
Well, that's, the first thing that we had was great specialists, which we have that here. But if you don't have good specialists, you're in a bad position. We have that. We have established veteran guys. When you look at snapper, kicker, punter, you've got guys that have done it at a high level. And then when you look at our returners, those guys have done it too. So that's a big part of it. That's number one. If you don't have those guys, you're in trouble, which we have that. And then the second thing is the buy-in from the coaches and the players. It has to be right. If you go out and practice, watch us practice, we spend time on special teams. All the coaches coach it extremely hard. And the best part about it is our players work extremely hard. They understand how important it is to help us win. Also for their career, they understand it's something that can add value to them as a player. So I think all those components, when they come together, that's what makes a good special teams unit.
Coach, obviously, we got a lot of dudes that lift some weight in the weight room, but your most yoked dude on the team is the punter. Logan Lupo's just an
Yeah.
absolute tank. Let's talk about him and like how his offseason's been and what we expect out of him this year.
He's had a great offseason. And you know, the other thing about Lupo that you may not know, he has a very strict diet. It's the strictest diet I've ever seen. I think that dude only eats protein. I'm not sure if he has very many carbs. But you know what? Those guys also believe in the weight room, which I appreciate. I want our specialists, when they go in the weight room, I want the other guys looking at him, I can't believe he's doing that. I can't believe how much weight he's lifting. But I mean, of course, our strength coaches are great with how they train them. They make sure that they're helping them not just look the part, but perform on the field. But there's a number of guys. If you look at all of our specialists, Garrison, man, that dude works hard in the weight room. Our snappers, they work hard in the weight room. So those guys believe in it, and I think that goes back to, I want those guys to be football players first. They have to be.